In the middle of the night, the stretch of sparsely occupied beachfront properties lining Potbelly Beach Road resembles a row of gap teeth. This is what Mitty has always imagined, at least. If a sailor offshore were awake and looking out the window of his cabin, just as he was traveling through Monterey Bay, specifically along the coast of Santa Cruz, and even more specifically New Brighton State Beach, he might notice the black pockets where the empty homes sit, broken up by the warm glow of an illuminated living room, and perhaps think of a child's gummy mouth. Over the years, a number of these houses have been sold and converted to vacation rentals and summer stays, leaving Mitty and Bethel as the last remaining permanent residents in the neighborhood. They bemoan this change, of course. In a way, as the sole locals, this protest has become their responsibility. But still, there is a small part of Mitty that takes pleasure in the surprise of these revolving tenants. When she steps out for her nighttime walks, she's exhilarated by the inability to predict which properties will be busied, which transparent evening she'll find herself watching, which not-quite neighbor she'll get to know without ever having spoken to them. Outside, the eucalyptus trees whisper. The sand clenches beneath her bare feet. The houses are standing on stilts, elevated at least 10 feet off the ground. As she walks, the strangers go on living above her. A middle-aged couple, she assumes they're from Berkeley, they so often are, fleeing their fog-shrouded home for a weekend on a fog-shrouded beach. The woman grates at her heel with a pumice stone, while the man flips through a digital catalog of films on the flat screen, seemingly indifferent to his wife's shedding body. In the next home, a heavy-lidded young father excuses himself from the table, while a woman slips a spoon into their toddler's mouth. He stands at the kitchen sink, looking out. It seems like he's admiring the view, soaking up this brief moment of solitude. But Mitty knows from her own home that at this hour, there is no view. All you can see is your own reflection, staring right back. The next 3 homes are empty. She hurries past the gap. Not being able to see what's on the other side of those silent, sulking windows has always made her jumpy. The home she shares with Bethel is the last one on the lot, the final outpost of life before the sand disappears and erupts into jagged cliffs, making their oafish dwelling feel like a refuge. Even from afar, she can see Bethel in the window as she dries their dinner plates. Her hair is the color of oysters, eyes wide like a tree frog, frail forearms doused in sunspots that travel all the way down her lanky piano fingers. Behind her, the kitchen is baubled with apricot paisley wallpaper pinned in the center of the ceiling by a plastic chandelier. Mitty pauses just shy of their lot and stares up at the house next door, a vast and geometric structure, so much glass that it almost appears to have no walls. She and Bethel have taken to calling it the dollhouse, joking that it looks as though a child could reach right in and rearrange the furniture. But for the last 5 years, the house has remained empty. So empty that Mitty had almost forgotten it was once like theirs, wood-paneled and lopsided. It had been owned by a pair of eccentric professors who were shipped off to a nursing home by their children. She misses watching the old couple carry their long dinner table down to the beach where graying lefties and university types would later gather around it, drinking and arguing late into the night. She misses their persistent invitations to join, shouting up at Bethel's open windows. She misses leaving the French doors on her balcony ajar and falling asleep to the sound of their voices, the fizzy ricochet of laughter that went on till dawn.